from Oklahoma City compared to somebody like Denver, even with the greatness of Jokic, because of the absence of depth. When you look at Oklahoma City, it's not just their talent. We got to remember that this Oklahoma City team is different than last year because the acquisition of Hartenstein at the center spot and Alex Caruso as well has elevated them defensively in every statistical category that matters as it pertains to defense and loose balls and all of this stuff. Oklahoma City is number one. So they have youth, they've got fresh legs, they have depth, they have athleticism, they have size, they play defense, they've got a superstar to score the ball on. It's not the same team. And if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you know this better than us. And you're looking at them and you're saying, okay, that altitude in Denver might be a bit different, particularly even with a LeBron James who's at age 40 or a Luka Doncic who's never been accused of being in the best shape in the world. Because of that, that might give you cause to pause. But in the end, because of Denver's lack of depth, combined with OKC's youth, I think that you definitely want to do everything you can to avoid the 4 or 5 seed because you don't want to have to face OKC until you absolutely have to, which would be the Western Conference Finals.
Stephen A., look, I picked OKC in December, picked them in January, February, and now in March to go to the NBA Finals. I'm a believer. You're a believer. But wasn't Brian Windhorst, Wendy, our guy Wendy, he was on here, yesterday or 2 days ago? Yesterday. And didn't y'all talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder? And didn't he bring up the fact that he's spoken with, front offices around the league and they don't respect this team or not afraid of this team? Didn't he say something along the lines of
He said something
like
along those lines.
that
He said they respect them, but nobody fears them, and he thinks that they deserve far more respect than they're receiving.
That's a true statement, right? It's a lot of non-believers out there. I'm not one of them. But what I'm telling you is that the Lakers feel like in the second round, if they get past the first round, they'd rather see OKC than the Denver Nuggets. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting. But first, they'll try to right the ship tonight in Milwaukee against the Bucks. Milwaukee will also try to get on the right track, too. We are minutes away, gentlemen, right here on ESPN. Champ Week continues with the ACC Tournament quarterfinal action as Cooper continuing to recover from a groin injury he suffered against Boston on Saturday. The Lakers are currently the 4 seed out west, just a half game ahead of the Rockets for that 4 spot. LeBron has only missed 1 game with his injury, but the Lakers have already dropped from 2nd to 4th in the Western Conference in a critical time. Big Perk, tell me this. When we're talking about this Lakers team, how important is home court for them in the playoffs?
It's not that important, Molly, and here's why. Health is more important than the actual seeding for the Los Angeles Lakers. All they want to do is be in the playoffs, whether that's the 2nd seed or the 6th seed. They just want to be in. And when you look at what they're dealing with right now, no LeBron James, who's obviously their best basketball player, no Rui Hachimura right now. Don't know the status on him. Jackson Hayes has been out, for a couple of games now. And Finney Smith is dealing with some injuries. So if you're the Lakers, led by a 40-year-old senior citizen, you want to go into the postseason as healthy as possible, no matter what the seeding is. Now, I will say this. They probably want to fall in that 4 or 5 range. Because if they would bet on themselves, they actually like their chances better against Oklahoma City than they do the Denver Nuggets. I don't. I'm saying what they like. Because, no, listen, I don't, Stephen A., but I'm saying when you look at what they was trying to address and get a big, and you talk about having to do that battle with Jokic, I don't know if you could contain him in that game plan that J.J. Redick has against the Nuggets that he displayed a few weeks ago could be sustainable over a 7-game series. That's all I'm saying. I don't have them beat OKC. I'm just saying that's their preference.
They got the 2nd best home record in basketball at 25-7, if I remember correctly. Not to mention the fact that their defense from, since mid-January has been the best in basketball, even with Jackson Hayes at the center spot since Luka Doncic had arrived and Anthony Davis was traded. So we get that part. I would tell you it's not that big of a deal as long as LeBron James and Luka Doncic are healthy. I don't think it makes a bit of difference at all, because if there's ever any two players that can go on the road and wreak complete havoc, it's them. We've seen LeBron do it over the course of his career. We've seen Luka do it. We've seen Luka do it to Minnesota last year. We've seen him do it to OKC last year. So I definitely say that. But I don't believe for one second that this Lakers team, as smart as they are, want the smoke